It is part 2, and in the last part we ran around doing absolutely nothing. But now we're going to go talk to her, and she's going to give us stuff.
Okay, Patrick. Since you've brought me enough Goofy Goober tokens, you may now use the cartwheel.
What am I going to use that for? A dancing competition? Instead, we get a psychedelic image of Patrick trying to pose.
Time to spin. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
You'd better get going, Patrick. There's lots to do.
Now we can do this. I'm just gonna get these little boxes over here because I think they're kind of honestly necessary. But sorry, I was just checking if I was recording my voice correctly, because if not, I would have felt really stupid to leave the first minute of the video completely audioless without my voice. It's not like that makes the video any better, but jellyfish, I don't understand. They're probably the most annoying enemy to fight in the game, only because of the fact that their hit detection is so small on them. Also, if you build up combos, you get more manliness points out of enemies, which is very helpful. Alright. Yeah, you rarely ever see the 50, because there's 10 pointers, there's 5 pointers, there's 1 pointers, and then there's 50. 50 does a lot. Is probably the rarest in the game to find, but okay, there's another upgrade. Although I will say, in general, Patrick's levels are harder than SpongeBob's, in my opinion. I don't understand why his are just harder, because they feature more enemies than SpongeBob's does. Okay. So, I guess what would the upgrade description be? Oh, yeah, that's another thing. When you reflect their spin moves, they can actually deflect moves if you time it right. But, well, duh, that's what it normally does, isn't it?
Super spin cycle.
That's really stupid, but that's hilarious at the same time. Alright, so now we're going to just get rid of all these boxes, and then we're going to go cartwheel away over here. Yeah, now it doesn't have to just hit Patrick. You can basically hit that little aura, and anything around it will get hit. So it gives him basically more range. That's pretty much all it does. The funniest part is, though, it's actually faster than just moving, so.
Oh, slidey stuff.
I actually do like the music in this. It's some of the songs are somewhat catchy, actually.
How much of a
It's
man
fitting
do
though,
I have
because this
to
sounds like ragtime music, and it's supposed to represent him being basically half drunk on ice cream. Although I noticed I played the GameCube version just a little bit. Now that I actually remember, the textures on that version were a lot sharper than on the PS2. And the Xbox version was even more sharper, if I can remember correctly, because that version I haven't played in a long time. But I remember playing it, I'm like, wow, this looks a lot better than the PS2 version. But the PS2 version is probably the most well-remembered version, because pretty much the PS2 was like the best selling, so no duh. Now we're just gonna go over here and collect some things so that we can upgrade faster and make the game a lot easier. Because if you try to do a lot of parts of the game without upgrades, it makes them extremely hard. Specifically, some of the boss fights require you to reflect objects, but if you don't have the proper upgrade to really be able to reflect them easily, it's insanely hard to reflect them. No, because here's the thing, you can just avoid them. You can just avoid the projectiles, but if you can reflect them, and it does a lot of damage. So it's actually very helpful to have the upgrade. In terms of who gets played more, I don't know. Both Patrick and SpongeBob actually get a pretty much equal amount of time to play as. Yeah, technically, you could just probably sit here and just, you know, keep on, what do you call it? I forgot. Basically, you can just sit around and keep getting manliness points off of killing them, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to touch that because I think that ends the level. Instead, I'm going to do the more logical thing and play SpongeBob. Yeah, if you enter those things, you get to switch characters, but I mean, I don't think I have the move yet. No, I don't. So instead, we're just going to get this. Because if you have the move yet, you can actually get another Goofy Goober token with it. But unfortunately, I don't think I had enough.
There you are, Patrick. I've been trying to find you all evening.
It's 8 in the morning, SpongeBob.
Oh my gosh, 8
That looks so ridiculous. So he's just kind of sitting under the table and he's like, you know, man, it's 8 o'clock. Yeah, they re-recorded the lines for this. No idea why.
King Neptune confronts Mr. Krabs about his alleged thievery. He asks if there is anyone present who may vouch for Mr. Krabs' character. And our yellow knucklehead McSpazatron shows up to accuse Mr. Krabs of being a horrible person. King Neptune zaps Mr. Krabs, causing SpongeBob to sober up quickly.
Did they really just say that in a kid's game?
To journey to Shell City and retrieve the king's crown. Freezing Mr. Krabs in place, King Neptune grants a 6-day reprieve, so SpongeBob and Patrick may attempt to retrieve the crown. King Neptune's daughter Mindy provides SpongeBob and Patrick with a magic mirror, through which she can communicate and assist our heroic duo. We continue as SpongeBob and Patrick arrive at the
There are also 2 other gameplay changes. One of them is the driving levels, which are completely new because no other game had this pretty much before this. But the other one is just the sliding levels, which are literally just the sliding sections from from Battle for Bikini Bottom, just now slightly different, basically a whole level made out of it.
SpongeBob, Patrick, it's time to start your journey. Drive the paddy wagon through Bikini Bottom to the edge of town. This road will take you through Bikini Bottom to the edge of town. Don't let the paddy wagon take too much damage, or you'll have to start again.
Our journey begins. Epic, heroic, daring, valiant, courageous.
SpongeBob, you're driving a sandwich.
Not just a sandwich, a Krabby Patty.
Basically a sandwich.
With cheese.
Okay, with cheese. I forgot the driving controls. Yeah, it's X to accelerate, which is incredibly jarring, and there really is absolutely no way to accelerate, to do like a power slide or anything. So, yeah, the driving controls are a bit on the touchy side, but I hate having to replay this level, because when you have to replay this level, you're on a time limit, which kind of ruins the fact that there's supposed to be a lot of, because this is probably one of the only times in the game where there's many more alternate routes to take. Like, for example, there are a lot of open gates and stuff like that you can take if you're fast enough and you want to make your best time. Like, for example, I could just turn right there and take a different pathway, but it's possible to take this one for a treasure chest. I forgot, what is the button for Nitro? Is it R1 or something? Oh yeah, it's R1. Although the patty also has health, but it's only noticeable in the later levels, where you're actually very likely to get hit. Although it's not like one of those things where anything that touches you hurts you, thank God. They actually did implement just that. If you get hurt, all it actually does is just make you bounce off. Only if you hit like wrecking balls and stuff will it actually take off health. which makes sense. So I actually applaud them for not making it one-hit kill all the time. Although, as I said before, I really do like what they did with the driving levels. I don't like the controls, but I still think it works really, really well for what it is. Yeah, and I just let myself go face first right into that. Yeah, actually, the patty actually shows damage if you get hit by it, which I actually think is a little cool addition.
That's just what we needed.
Although you can't upgrade anything about the car, you can only upgrade Spongebob and Patrick, which makes these sections a bit more frustrating later on because they're going to throw a lot of stuff at you.
It's going up. There's the edge of town.
And it basically makes noises like if it's about to break down, but not really.
You've reached the edge of town, and now you can go on to the next part of your journey. Here's your reward. Come back again if you want another driving challenge.
Yeah, but they're right in front of the Krusty Krab. Wait, what? Yeah, that's one thing they kind of forgot, that they're still standing basically. Oh yeah, and they're basically just redoing the whole sequence.
Long journey towards Shell City. However, with SpongeBob gone, all is not well. Plankton is now selling the Krabby Patty at the Chum Bucket, and with every purchase, customers are getting a mind-controlling bucket helmet. Squidward has discovered Plankton's plan to create an army of bucket heads. Will Squidward save the day? No. On the outskirts of town, SpongeBob and Patrick meet some of the charming locals who tell them they will not last long outside the city. But our friends do not listen.
Yeah, some of the things you kind of have to watch the movie in order to kind of understand the joke about it, because that vaguely hints the fact that they're jerks, basically.
Desert, with only their feet for transportation.
Alright, now this is where the game starts picking up its pace and the actual platforming, because before it's kind of just basic platforming, you know, like jumping, hitting, but now it starts to get a bit more complicated with actual, like, they're not really, but there's some places where there are actually puzzles, but not but still, it's a kid's game, so not really.
Broadcast his evil messages across the sea. SpongeBob, you have to find a way to shut those towers down. You have enough Goofy Goober tokens. Now I can teach you the bash move.
Yeah, if you actually don't have enough, she'll actually tell you go replay levels, because you can't progress if you don't have it.
I am the master. Wow! Thanks, Mindy.
Those radio towers are broadcasting Plankton's hypnotizing
Okay,
messages.
Is it
basically
this-
we just...
oh! Well, in that case, I'll have those towers shut down in a jiffy. That giving up manliness, even in the corners.
Although I will say, Patrick actually learns moves much faster than SpongeBob does, because like there are many times where SpongeBob doesn't even learn any moves, and Patrick learns like 2 moves. As I said, I actually do like how they did that, with Patrick, being that you're playing as SpongeBob, Patrick gets hit. Okay, yeah, if you get hit by those things, you basically become slippery for a moment and you lose health. But, for now, we have to be busy bashing these crates to get manliness points out of it. Oh, I don't like how the camera doesn't go up and down well. Like, it goes spastic whenever you try to do it. Because the game's camera and this is a bit finicky, so I would recommend controlling it manually.
Nothing like a little man type stuff.
Yeah, the upgrade for this move is awesome, though.
One hapless soul at a time.
I won't necessarily tell you what it is, but you'll see later on what it basically is. Yeah, as I said, that's just basically a reskinned enemy of before, but I do like that they at least bother to make it reskinned, instead of the same exact character model. And it even has slightly different, it's slightly faster and dangerous. So, as I said, they did show care in this game, unlike many other license-based games, which is something I actually do really like. I mean, I used to think this game was only good because I played it as a little kid and there's a lot of nostalgia for it. But no, it's actually turning out that this is a really, really good game. Not really little kid, I mean like kindergarten, first grade kind of stuff. You know, that kind of young. Although as I said, I never even really finished the game, so I don't even remember half the cutscenes in the game.
These just ooze macho.
But I do like that there's actually a lot of secrets in the game. Because I hate it in games where it's basically you finish the game and there's no real reason to come back. Concept art, in my opinion, does not count. Personally, my definition of a good unlock system would be like costumes, you know, cool stuff like that. Okay, this thing is awesome when you upgrade it, but for now I just want to upgrade. No, I'm gonna upgrade it. Now it pretty much becomes a mini bomb, and it's also a lot stronger. Even has better looking effects to boot. Okay, how did I get hit by that? Now look what happens now. It literally causes like a mini detonation. Okay. If you press triangle, it automatically detonates.
Sorry about this, evil radio tower.
That just happens to form a perfect bridge. But it's a cartoon, so you really shouldn't even mind.
Is the room spinning or is it just me?
Is this breakable? I forgot. Okay, no, it isn't. There are some times in the game where there's actually a breakable wall that I could never tell was breakable until I actually hit it.
Nothing like a little man type stuff.
Because most of the...
No.
Oh, it's those hicks again. Oh, there's also a challenge. Oh yeah, I forgot about those challenges. I'm a bit mixed on them. I don't really remember how hard they could honestly be, but I'm just gonna try it just for the sake of trying it. I almost died right there. Alright, these are also the Spongebob challenges, which are kind of retooled from the way they were in Battle for Bikini Bottom. In that game, you picked up a power-up and allowed you to move around like a ball, but now they took it and they made challenge levels out of it. And these can range from really hard to really easy. I don't remember how hard they can necessarily be, all I just remember is that they can be hard. Especially for little kids, because you have to learn the physics of the ball. Because we'll say this ball can be a real pain to control. Because it takes forever for this thing to actually stop when you're moving fast. But of course, that's just the accurate ball physics. Oh god. Doesn't help that anything that touches the ball basically causes it to go flying a little bit. But as I said, I don't really have a problem with it because it's not too hard. It's just hard for kids. Not to mention, the platforms don't move along with SpongeBob, which I find really annoying. Like if SpongeBob stands still, the platforms move without him. Okay. Now.
These just ooze
Yep, there we go.
macho.
There we go. And that was a part. What a part it is. I can't think of any puns, so I guess I'll just see you in the next part.